Yo, 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 yo. Hey, what's up, everybody? Bit me some back with another day trading live stream. Appreciate everybody for joining me today. If you guys haven't hit that like and subscribe button, please hit that like and subscribe button. Just for any new listeners, if you haven't been watching lately, but in the first 20-30 minutes we usually do analysis, and then after that we're just usually waiting for a trade. So yeah, usually beginning of the video we just do analysis and then try to find a trade. So if you guys wouldn't, I believe I did these lines last night. If you can see, we got a support line right there. Let me change this to yellow. We came up, we got some support, we came up like a little fake out, came back down in this range, and this was a range that I was looking into just to either I wasn't trading inside of it just because it's so small. There's really not much range for it to go up and down, so I was kind of staying away from it. I was kind of waiting for a breakout, but I mean this was a perfect breakout, but then this breakout didn't have a bottom wick. But this is an hour candle. Let me see the 30-minute. No bottom wick either, so yeah, I probably wouldn't really want to try to take that trade just for that reason. But yeah, so this is kind of where we're at. We did break up, came down, break up, retest, came up perfectly, came down again to retest these lows of where this was at. And so yeah, we pretty much came back down to that support, and from that support we consolidated it left and right back into this same zone that you wouldn't want to trade because it's so small. We broke out of it, and then that's the perfect one you would have wanted to trade, with a top wick and a bottom wick. Look at that, perfect. Boom, and a retest, perfect. And it found support there, whereas over here it just died out. But that's one of those things that if you guys haven't heard about, his name is Don Vo. I watch him every day, Monday through Friday. He does live trading also. This is kind of where I got my idea of doing the live trading at. So yeah, if you guys ever want to learn more too, there's always a live stream for him also. Big shout out to Don Vo. Appreciate everything you've taught us, and me, just me in particular. And this chart right here that I use to usually take a lot of my trades, this is from him also. So yeah, this is kind of he calls it a playbook. So this playbook right here is the bread and butter. You know, a lot of the trades that we try to take, or I take, is usually with these type of setups. But yeah, so that was a perfect one right here. You would definitely want to take that trade. I mean, you could probably even want to wait for a retest because these zones are so high. We didn't close, we closed still in the zone, and then the next one closed back up. That's the trade you would have wanted right there. So yeah, I guess we could just find a few new zones. Possibly this area right here, just because this was the high of this previous area. So if we do come up anywhere, this will be our next decision area. So once we come up here, we're either coming back down, or we're hitting this, breaking it, coming down for a retest to continue up. So it just depends, but that's our goal, is to try to find what happened. But yeah, so I mean, just from taking this candle, this is the move up that we definitely would have wanted. So since we didn't catch that, now the next option is just to find the next. I wouldn't want to take a trade down just because we're so bullish right now. We're kind of, the moves up are a lot bigger than the moves down. That's why you wouldn't want to take a trade down right now, because there's a good chance for it to reverse back around. But yeah, so this is this range we're pretty much in right now. So this is the area that we're probably not going to really trade, just because it's so small. let's see, from the top of here to the bottom of there is barely 0.5%, which would be, with the 10 times leverage, I believe that would be 5%, and at 20 times leverage, that would be barely 10%. So 10%, I mean, it's a little bit riskier, whereas if you waited to till possibly it came down to this area, this is the area where it could possibly drop a lot bigger. And I mean, obviously we would love to catch the drop from way up here if it did come down there, but the thing is that's the risk of taking a trade up here while we're still bullish. Is that reason is that if we continue to keep going up, we come back down just for a corrective move real fast, we go right back up, and then you're out of this trade now. But if it ends up being correct, then you obviously hit a lot better. But that's what I've learned, is don't be first, come in second, just finish the race pretty much. So don't try to be first. The people who take a short trade from way up here in hopes that it goes way down here are the ones that come in first. The ones that take the trade from right here to come down to that area are in second. You don't get as much, but the thing is this is a more of a for sure thing compared to this is more of a maybe, just for that reason. So yeah, that's kind of my idea of why it's important to trade in certain ranges, just because, like I said, you wouldn't want to trade in this little area because it's so choppy, it's so small. You want to, even this one's a little bit better, but like I said, we still measured it, it's only 5%, which is not much. So if we were to come back up, I think you would take a buy from up here to possibly come back up to that area, just for the reason that this move up here would be a little bit bigger, almost 8-9%, which would be 12 to 15% possibly, give or take, depending. But yeah, so that's so that's if we keep continuing up. But the thing is, that's why I say it's also important to see if we do come back down. One thing is today is Tuesday, and I believe the 4-hour candle just closed right now. Well, actually, the 4-hour, let me make sure I'm on the right time. Los Angeles, yeah. This is actually 2 hours and 40 minutes left, so it closed at 8. So the thing is also what I want to do eventually is I want to set up the stream too, so that way you can see. I'm gonna set my camera, maybe in this box. I'm gonna like have my actual face camera. At 1,000 subscribers, I'll put my face camera up here. But I also wanted to do a few other things, just to improve this stream and stuff. So definitely gonna keep improving the stream, so don't worry about that. All right, so yeah, this is the and also I want to add the few clocks, the times, because I know the time frames are important about what markets are open and what markets are not, as in like we got the Asian session, we have the London session, and we have the New York session. So when all markets are open at once, or it just all lines up perfectly, they all open up at the same day, the markets move a lot differently. So which is today being, I believe, Tuesday, all the markets today in the next 3 hours, you're going to start seeing a lot of movement, I believe. So definitely, maybe I would say 2 hours, 2.5 hours, you're going to see a lot of movement. So my guess would be in the next 2.5 hours, I'm definitely going to get ready for that, is that in the next 2.5 hours, it's either we're going to break these levels and possibly move up, or we're going to start breaking these levels and come back down with that volume. So there's going to be a lot of volume coming in, I believe, pretty soon. Just because today's Tuesday. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. So you, yeah, this is the one I wanted to get. There's a volume profile that you can't get it. You have to get the upgraded. Eventually, I'm gonna upgrade the trading view, so don't worry about that. Eventually, I'll do that. That way, you can see volume on the side. So if anything, I'll just do regular volume, I guess. Oh no, see that's the volume right there. Alright, so let me remove this one is useless, that one's useless. So the volume here at the bottom. So if you guys notice, coming from this bottom area, before we started moving up, look, all of this volume short, which is why we consolidate it. And then look, we started pumping downwards. This is when the volume started picking up. So that let us know right there that once the volume's picking up, is that this is the reason why that move was so big to come down like that. But also in hindsight, looking back, you could tell now that this is coming down, these are still going up, but they're also getting in green, meaning we're building up some pressure. So with that volume picking up like that, it instead of us continuing down lower, we actually found some support and we started moving sideways again. That volume kicked in a little bit, and I guarantee you at a certain time, this was at a certain time though, you know, when all the markets were either open or, you know, whatnot, depending. And then look at right after, that's when we started moving up. So the volume is picking up a little bit, it's picking up a little bit, dying off a little bit, picking up, dying off, and then picking back up. So right now it's looking like we're, let me see, if I were to put a trend line right here, this is kind of what's happening with the volume right now, is that we're kind of forming a down. We're going down a little bit. So that could also mean, like I was thinking, if we start, this could be a double top, which is something usually like this, is kind of be like that. And it don't even have to come down that low. It could just come down like something like this, find some support, and then continue back up. So this could just be like a liquidity sweep, just grabbing some liquidity before shipping it back down to do some buys down here to ship it back up. So, and also with the double top, I know one trick that I've heard about a double top is that if you put a, well, I guess this might be a little bit stretch. Okay, so I know, okay, so the fact that this is already closing inside of it, I think it eliminated that option, because the top of these two candles, these went inside of it. So that's why I'm thinking this double top is probably not gonna happen yet, or if it comes back down, it could still come back up one more time, something like that. But yeah, we're just gonna wait for price action and then see what happens in the next hopefully the next hour or so, see what goes on. And we are still in the range. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do for Bitcoin, this is on the hour time frame, even on the 4 yeah, and this is on the 30-minute, and look at what happened right here at this area where we pumped up at. This is when the volume really started kicking in. So we're kind of picking back up, but then slowing back down a little bit. So definitely gonna have to see what happens next. And we are currently above the 50 line with both of these RSI indicators, which tells us we're at least on an uptrend still. So you don't want to go against the uptrend until we break this level right here. So I'll take, I'm gonna take buys. I'm gonna write this. I'll be right with you. One sec. Hey, what's up, everybody? All right, so kind of my final conclusion of what I got. This was I didn't take this trade, obviously. This would have been a practical trade had I been in this position right now. Like if I was watching it during maybe this time, I would have. This would have been the trade I would have gotten into, which was the break of this candle at the top of it, at the close of that high candle. The reason why would be because we closed above this range right here, this important range. So closing above that, I would have taken the trade right there at that point. It did come all the way down to retest it, which almost confirmed it even more. But yeah, doing that, it did shoot all the way up to where the target would have been, and you would have been able to possibly get out around 7 to 8%. I mean, it's still kind of going up there, but I mean, I think at that point I would have wanted to try to get out, and then if it did come back down, like it did come back, we could have also just gotten back into it to ride this back up again. So that would have been a perfect, probably double trade to probably get into. So that way you're not in drawdown and you don't lose no profits. But like I said, this was just that my idea of where after everything came to conclusion, that would have been the trade. So the fact that I missed that trade, now I gotta wait for this to play out, and then we'll go from there. So, but yeah, so I have a 4-hour flip, meaning when I'm on a 4-hour time frame, um, there's still 2 hours left in this green candle right here. So the opening of this candle, which is the opening of it, is at 17,320. So at 320 would it be the flip? So meaning we would turn from green to red, meaning from bullish to bearish. So if we turn bearish, that's a good confirmation that we could be coming down. And then I have this 4-hour resistance line, which is this. The last time we came here, we broke back down. So I'm thinking if we come back down to this could be the area. If we do break, we could just mirror what happened already recently. I mean, it did correct itself, but and we are technically in an uptrend. So that's why I say I wouldn't want to maybe take a I wouldn't want to take a sell trade until we break these levels, because these are the more important levels. So if we break that level, like if we did come in here, it would be just probably possibly to that before we get back out, because it could just come back up before it possibly comes back down. So like I said, the goal is to not be in drawdown and as least as possible, so you're not stressing. The least stress, the better. And the goal is to have a plan. Talk your plan out. Have a story. Each trade should have a story to it. So if you can't tell the story of what's going to happen or why this or that, you shouldn't take that trade. So yep, that's my setup for so far for this Bitcoin. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to jump into this next one now. So let me try doing this Dogecoin now. But yeah, so like I was saying, this was just that practice trade. Sorry, but yeah, this was the practice trade in a sense, because I didn't get into it early enough. But the reason why I would have gotten into it, if you notice us being down in this area, that's level 1. Look, this is level 1. This would be level 2. So the fact that we broke level 2, which is why I know we had that pressure to come up here at least before we possibly come back down. So since we are bullish, I would rather had taken that. I mean, even it closing up here is a good sign, but that's not so much confirmation, because it's just level 1. That could have easily been a fake out. 9 out of 10 times, if for some reason it's like a fake out. It always, like, kind of like right here. Look at, like, this would have been a fake out. So having the same mindset of waiting for this candle to break, this would have told you the same oh, we broke this level, let's get into the trade to move up. and then look at what happened right after. I mean, it did come down to retest and then go back up, but this is the part that scares a lot of people out of the trade. It's just real stressful. Whereas in if you just get in right here, look at it's stress free type of thing, you know. It's hard to predict the bottoms. You never know, because like I said, all we would have had to do was break this level. But if you do notice, we are finding support, and then we broke right back into that level. So, but yeah, this is why I say too, it's important to wait till you break. Well, technically, okay, so sorry about that. I said this backwards. Okay, so when we're in an uptrend, you only need to break level 1, which would have confirmed. It could have confirmed this move, or this move, and even this move. So definitely could have gotten in a little bit earlier. So yeah, even this trade right here is a little bit late. So that makes sense. Yeah, sorry. I mean, when you start to break down is what I mean. So breaking down, so we would have to break this level, and then we have to break this level, which is why I'm taking the sells down here. Sorry about that. I accidentally said it kind of backwards. But so yeah, so that's why I say level 1 and level 2. So look, we're currently in this area right here. If we start to come down, this is level 1 technically. This would be level 2. So we need to break level 1 and level 2 for us to, because yeah, coming down you need to break 2 levels before, because this is how you try to avoid fake outs, as in like you know, things like this right here, like things like this, a fake out. That's a massive fake out. People probably definitely got faked out where you broke this level. Oh, we're going up. Like you would think it's this move, but this is the move that happened, you know. So it's like one move too soon. But it finding this support let us know this was a more important area too. Alright. So we break level 1. This would be level 2. So I could probably even take trades from the bottom of here, as I'm kind of thinking, because if this is technically level 1 now, this would be level 2. And then if we take the trade from down there to that. So yeah, I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this. Alright, but yeah, let me switch over to Dogecoin. Let me check that one out. Alright, this is Dogecoin on the 1 hour. Here, let me redo these candles. It's a little sloppy. Alright, this is on the let's start from the monthly like we always do. So let's start from the monthly. This is how we do our charts. So from the monthly, we get an idea of if we're bullish, bearish. Monthly, bullish. Not really a bottom wick, but opening 70.24. Okay, a little bottom wick. So so let's see where we dropped at. Let's see, close 68k. The next resistance area would be the high of this guy, 89.64, but that's still a while. I guess it could be. There's like a lot of space right here that could, you know, that we could fill, which could at least even bring us up back up to $12 possibly, because this is a support, and resistance, and then this is so we're in this range right now. Let me just see something real fast. All right, this is why I have my background the way I have it. So technically we're all right, so we're in a downtrend, so we're technically coming down, so it would be this side. So like I say, this chart that I use, the left side is for up, going upwards. The right side is if you're moving down. That's how you read this chart. All right, so if you notice, we're coming back down to support, or is it kind of like this one? So we moved up. We got support, resistance. So I'm kind of all right. Let's see. So that's support. We came down. We went up, and then we came down. That's what we did with that. This is a different type of. So maybe something like this guy. So this is still, we're gonna need to find support. This still has a monthly candle of 21 days. So 21 days, that's still a good while. But what I'm seeing is that if we have a big green candle like that, then the next one's perfectly, and then it found support right there. It depends on what this next candle does. So it's either gonna be, but then the thing is this is in it coming down. So the fact that this is coming down, these are meant for going up. So like, look at how we're coming from the bottom to come up, get resistance, come to continue. This is kind of the continue of this trend would be like this, and then we break this level. This is more monthly, so this would be more of a longer term. So with that being said, let's see. So coming down, something like this. We did find support, came up, project, and then we came back down, but we didn't break that level. So if it's maybe something like this, I gotta figure it out. All right, but anyways, so if we do find support at this level, there's a good chance that we could at least come back up to this level, which is around the 12-cent range type of stuff. So that's in the more of the time frame of a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months type of thing. But it's definitely looking like it could happen. And then the weekly,